Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Super Paper Mario. I am Big500 and we are going to go into Chapter 6, which is a really interesting chapter. Anyone who's played this game knows that it's interesting for certain reasons. Anyway, not all hope had been lost. Well, if all hope wasn't lost, they would have been found already. You know, until they're found, their hope can still be lost. Though I guess by saying not all hope was lost, meaning that there's still hope, but hope would be more hope if... Anyway, Samurai Showdown. And I like this chapter's look. As you can see already, it's kind of got that ancient Japanese feel, and there's a reason for it. I always like it, you know, when they use the ancient Japanese kind of style of look to it with like the watercolor paper style. The music in this chapter is really cool too. Anyway, yeah, look at that. Whoa, it's a little bit bigger. Yeah, much bigger than the flip side, which means this galaxy, no, this dimension is much closer to being to destruction. How does dimensions work? Like, how are they oriented in terms of position to one another? I know galaxy, they would be like in a space, but like for like dimensions, I am curious. Ooh, King Sammer. Let's go find him. And yeah, this chapter has some really awesome music. Do 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 do. I yield. Is that Hieronicus? Kinda looks like Hieronicus. I am ashamed. Ah, poor Hieronicus. So you run a coward, you disgrace your family's honor. Ooh, hello, you have a mustache. When will this hero of legend appear? Time is running out, and still he refuses to show his face. Do 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 do. You stop now. You wear the clothes of a crazy. You must be if you mean to challenge me. Me? Yes, him. Yes, he is. Dude, he lives to fight. He fights everyone in the... oh, Jade Blooper. That's a reference. Prepare for game over. Ha, won't be that easy. Hacha. Round 1, fight. When did this become Street Fighter? Or Mortal Kombat for that matter. Either one. Anyway, this is... basically what we're going to be doing for the majority of this chapter is fighting these guys. They're samurai guys. Obviously, I'm going to probably use Bowser for the most part. I'll probably try using Peach a little bit too, because her shield can be... her umbrella shield can be useful, but because Bowser can take guys out really quick. Anyway, what next, Skate? What is going on here? You haven't figured it out, Tippy? Oh, splendid! It's King Summer. And what exotic garb you drape yourself in, Challenger. I don't know, you're pretty exotic yourself, at least for me. From where I live, that's pretty exotic looking. You have no arms, for that matter. What a rousing spectacle of martial artistry. But who are you? I hate how Tippy always asks, like, who are you? It's like, you can't figure it out. They even had King Sammer's palace. You think you would be able to figure it out, Tippy. So anyway, as a reward for your victory, I shall allow you a glimpse of my treasure. Behold. The Pure Heart. You could give it to us now and we could save the day, but no, you're gonna be dumb and make us go through your many hoops to get it. If you desire it, prove your worth by defeating my little vassals in a tournament. Well, how many could there be? There couldn't be that many. Our kingdom, there is a legend that has been passed down through generations. When a great hole appears in the sky, the world will be devoured. The tempest in the sky grows larger by day, and it must be stopped. Well, I would hope so. The legend goes on, and so I shall continue a very dramatic reading. Ahem. Only the thing that can stop the void, the great hero, must be given the pure heart. But instead of doing that, you must make a tournament. How many are these guys? Holy no. This is gonna take a while. Hacha! Hail Samurai! 100 strong! These are my vassals. Should you beat them all, you will prove you are a true hero. Yes, I shall reward you with the pure heart if you best my other 99 samurai guys. Begone, samurai guys, and move to your tournament positions. Hacha! Do 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 do. I'm sure I'll be on the edge of my throne through this entire thrilling tournament. I will wait your arrival at the palace. The tournament has begun. Let skill decide. So yeah, this chapter is basically kind of similar to Chapter 3 of TTYD. It's a fighting thing. There are things about this that make it different. First off, it's platforming, obviously. But I'd also say it's a little bit quicker in general. Also, all the fighters have a unique kind of backstory. All the samurai guys are kind of unique. It's also interesting if you actually tell them. I won't just for for time sake, but like all of them have some interesting tattles too. and he smells of fish. And they also all have references to their name. Their names are really cool, and their dialogue is cool too. But yeah, this chapter is fun. I like it. It's obviously not my favorite for several reasons, but also it's pretty enjoyable. I see you. Look upon Harold's eyes. Keeper of the second gate. You run along the earth, attacking immobile blocks, and I see you. You leap above deep pits, dodging wandering beasts, and I watch you. Soon you will fall in battle, and my merciless hand, and I laugh at you. So yeah, Tail with Eyes, that's obviously a reference to Super Mario Bros. But these guys aren't too bad for the most part. Bowser can take care of them. I would recommend maybe bringing some healing items, which I dumbly, before doing this, put my items in the shop for storage, because every other time I, you know, would gain too many items and then I'd have to throw them away. And then I forgot that this chapter was the one where you don't get any items. But I will say, the one thing that, I didn't have a ton of healing items anyway, though. Most of them were like ghost rooms and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't believe there are any secret, like, flipping things. Like, when I used to play this, I'd always look, but I don't think there isn't, so just continue along. Barry can also be kind of useful here to an extent, too, though, personally, I still am a bigger fan of Bowser and Carrie. Barry and Peach is a pretty useful combo. Puffing Fist, obviously a reference to Huff and Puff. But yeah, I like this kind of thing. I like tournaments in general. You know, I thought the wrestling style fighting in TTYD was unique and cool. I mean, it was a unique take on, you had to fight enemies in an area anyway, so instead of fighting them, you know, just random nilly-willy, you fight them in an orderly fashion, which is cool. You could make the case that the fighting in this game, well, you did it in TTYD, it gets old, but the thing is, they did it differently. It's not like a fighting, you know, a wrestling style. It's more of a samurai tournament. They add some uniqueness to it. The music, and I go back to the music and graphics changing things. Also, the fact that all the samurai guys are more unique, whereas in the original game or in TTYD, ooh, squatting Birdo. That's kind of scary. But in the original. Or not original, in TTYD, while some of the characters had personality, most of the fighters you fought were just random fighters. Here, all the fighters kind of have their own uniqueness to them, and the references are always fun. Here we have, is that Ninjeri or either Ninjeri or Ninjo or some kind of ninja. I can't remember which one it is. It's the weakest one. But they can be kind of annoying. They'll sometimes come in fights and try and ruin you. Also, occasionally you'll hit one, it'll be fake, and it'll spawn a bomb. So yeah, they're a little bit of an annoyance. I bow to your skill. Birdo be with you, challenger. What is Birdo, your god? I mean, I guess if you want him to be, or her, or it, or yeah. I guess in that, well, no. But yeah, I'll try using Peach for a little bit here. Peach is somewhat useful, especially with Barry. You will know the frustration soon, for I am leaping cheap. Oh, I hate those buggers. It doesn't really make sense. Some get like that cheeps can jump that high. Though I believe cheeps are actually kind of based on birds to an extent, because they have feathers for fins and they kind of have beaks. They're kind of really unique when you actually look at them up close. From far away, they just look like fish, but really, I believe cheeps are kind of like birdie fish, which explains why they can fly so high with their jetpack on, with a skip and a hop. They're one cool Kong. I think I just combined like 2 of those together, or 3 maybe. Either way. We'll move on. Each of the chapters is divided up between 25 fighters. So 25 for chapter 1-1, or 1-1, 6-1, 25 for chapter 6-2, 25 for chapter 6-3, 25 for chapter 6-4. Challenger comes out of the darkness. Wiggity wiggle. Master Wiggler wiggles in defense of the 6th grade. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Fight. Okay. So yeah, most of these guys aren't that bad. Later on, you'll get to ones that are either like really small and super fast, some that are really big and powerful, some that have special beam swords, some have spikes in their heads, some have, you know, mustaches. They all vary. They're all unique in their own way. But yeah, I kind of like the dialogue they have, and I like the fact. Honestly, as much as I don't use Tippy's tattle ability, I think here is the one time I would use it, because it's interesting to read what she says about each of them. Stompow! I am Shu of Karibo. I protect the 7th grade. Stompow! Some try to tiptoe past me like fancy slippers. I stomp on them. Shoe stomps all. Stomp pow. Shoe of Karibo will tread on you. Stomp pow. So yeah, Shoe Karibo, obviously a reference to Super Mario Bros. 3, the Karibo shoe. Power up that is more of just an item you can get. It's not like a power up that you can actually, you know, you can. It's an interesting power up in the sense that it's a power up, but it's a power up that you can discard. It's more of a, I guess it's similar to the drill actually in Galaxy 2 if you think about it, because the drill it's considered a power up, but really all it is an item. I didn't even think about that. The drill is kind of similar to this Karibo shoe in that way, which is kind of cool. So you don't really transform into Drill Mario, you just have a drill. But, you fry now. I am Guy Who Fry. Obviously a reference to Super Mario Bros. 2, Fry Guy. One of the bosses. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you where all these references are from because I'm like that. I'm a nerd. So, yeah. Obviously this is gonna take a little while because it does take a while to fight these guys, especially when I, you know, ooh, mysterious power makes you jolly. Start the wheel of fun. And what will we get? A courage shell. Yeah, that's somewhat useful. I haven't really used items much through this LP though because I don't know, items are cool, but they're not insanely useful. Plus, the game's easy enough that you don't really need them. I mean, I never found this game to be all that difficult personally. There are parts that can be somewhat frustrating to an extent, but I don't know. Right here, though, I'm low on health at the moment. Of course, I revived 10 with the Peach, but anyway, time for the next Samurai guy, and here is Yeezk. The shrill shriek of the screaming mantis. I don't think this is a reference to anything besides, I don't know. I mean, praying mantis, I guess maybe just general. Some of them aren't exactly references, I think. Like this one, I think is just reference to general, the praying mantis. It's a fighting style, or I think there's a praying mantis. There's some kind of style, mantis fighting style, something, I don't know. Crane hermit, turtle hermit, I don't know. Screaming mantis requires a lozenge. Aw, poor Screaming Mantis. Anyway, let's continue onward. Not much else to do here at the moment. So what else can I... ooh, here's a big one. And so you come at last, like a young bloom poking through early spring snow. I am Koopa in winter. Aw, poor Koopa. He's so cold. His toesies are going to freeze it. No, I don't know what I'm saying. What else has been going on lately in terms of things to discuss? I guess I've already talked about a lot in previous LPs, but I could talk about, I've been watching actually Dragon Ball again, because it's kind of related to this. Dragon Ball My Friends again. Not again, but my friends, I mentioned to them that they might like Dragon Ball. They usually don't watch anime, and we were watching it together. And right now we got to the point of finishing the first tournament, the fight with Jackie Chan versus Goku. And like they've been enjoying it. One of my friends really likes it because I mean it's funny, but he said one of the reasons I really like it so far is I know what all the characters are gonna do. I really like the strong characters. In fact, it's being an inspiration for him for his senior project because he wants to do something with strong characters. And this is Footsteps and Coins. Obviously reference to all the coins all over the world, but yeah, and I guess the thing is when you have strong characters, it makes a you know, you could say like Dragon Ball is kind of generic in some ways, and some of the humor it had, or not really humor, but it could get old. But strong characters can make anything, not necessarily in that case, but anything that's cliched work really well. If you have a good strong character that makes a person invest themselves into the piece of work. No, alone from mother, she'll frown upon me. I'd rather sell my weapons. Ah, you have shamed yourself. But yeah, Dragon Ball is really great. I've always said I like Dragon Ball. I know, you know, I've kind of before said I don't like Dragon Ball Z that much, and mostly that's because of the fact that I know what it tries to be, and what it tries to be, it does somewhat well. But Urchin Lung, I'm assuming a reference to the urchins from underwater, like in Super Mario World. But the problem with Dragon Ball Z is not really a problem, but it gets old after a while, because especially the old one, Kai is doing a good job of cutting it and trimming it in a good way, but it's way long-winded, and it can get boring. And what it tries to do is to be a superhero fighting anime of sorts, and it works, and it does what it does well, but I'm just not really interested in that. The thing about Dragon Ball is the reason it works is because it has good humor and good characters that make you want to invest more time in watching it. We're at the portion, though, where it's basically just Goku by himself, and I said, you're probably not going to like this all that much, partly because, and you know, that could, saying that could, for who eats, I don't think that's really a reference to anything either, but me saying that could influence the decision, but like at this point, I said they're probably not going to like it all that much, because it's just Goku by himself, and while Goku by himself is okay, part of the reason why Goku by himself works, or Goku works as a character, is because of how he relates with the other characters. That's why, like, the first saga is pretty, you know, fun. Though when you get into, like, him by himself, though, it can get kind of boring for a while, until you get to, like, General Blue, because Blue, swollen tongue, that's not a reference to anything either. I don't think it is, but, General Blue is just General Blue, he meets back up with, Bulma and Krillin, and that makes it more interesting. General White, you know, some people say General Blue took on too long, but General White's the one that's the most boring, because besides the fight with Malasaki, it's just, again, it's just him by himself, and it kind of falls in the trap of Dragon Ball Z in that sense, because it's Goku by himself, and the only thing that interests you at that point is the fighting, and the fighting gets boring because it's the same kind of thing, or it's really drawn out. The reason why that boringness doesn't happen in most episodes of Dragon Ball is because of the characters and how they interact with one another. So characterization can be a really powerful thing. I know some people are like, well, just enjoy what it is. Well, I understand that, but like, you know, something can be good and not have strong characters, but if it has strong characters, it really makes it even better. It goes from being good to great, in my opinion. You know, anything that doesn't have good characters doesn't mean it's... I feel good characterization is good, good relatable characters, good characterization helps improve a piece, and you don't have to have it, but if you do, I don't think it will hurt it. I don't think good characters, I can't think of a case where having good characters would hurt a piece. So it would do anything but improve it. So when I say this game could have better characters, it's not that I'm saying the game is god-awful and should be banished among the stars, but I'm saying I think the game would be better with good characters. I mean, I saw an argument, and I guess that's the thing, is some people get really, and I do it occasionally too, but people get really defensive about stuff, and sometimes you're debating things that are very small and very insignificant, but you're debating them as if they're big issues, because, you know, like when I compare Ocarina of Time to any other Zelda game, really, in reality, it's a great game, but because I'm discussing it in detail, I pick out really, really small things a lot of times too. Like the characters, for example. But with and Forbidden Slap, these guys are also not references. But what was I saying? I was thinking of something. Oh, I saw an article about someone talking about Galaxy 2 and about difficulty, and their opinion saying it was quite easy for him, but he also knows that some of his friends have found it quite hard. He was giving suggestions of how to make Galaxy 2 even more accessible to more people. And he wasn't saying the game was bad. He said it was a great game, but he was saying that these are things to... The article was titled How to Improve an Already Great Game. And, you know, the way he presented his arguments or his points were very respectful, and while you could disagree, you know, they were interesting, and I thought they were, you know, some interesting suggestions. Some of the comments, and I do read comments to everything because I think that's interesting to see how people react to stuff, but some of the comments, not on the site it was posted on, but another site where I found it, Go Nintendo, people were like, and no, I'm not, you know, saying anyone was wrong and saying any comments. I'm just saying this is what I noticed and it's interesting. But people were like, or at least one person was like, oh, I don't know why he's complaining about it. It's not that big a deal. It's not that hard. Why people complain about difficulty? You know, you can disagree, but it seemed like seemed to an extent like the person was attacking, Hacha. No, I am Harry Arantula. That's a reference to the Arantula anime from TTYD. But it seemed to an extent, not really attacking, but they were being very offensive against, not offensive as in I'm offending you, offensive as in going on the offense to the argument, when in reality the person was presenting their points in a very respectful point of view. And in my opinion, that would have been something to say like, I don't know if I disagree. It's open for debate. Maybe discuss it or say like, I think his points, I don't really agree with them, and here's why. Instead, they're like, no, I don't know why he's doing this. We shouldn't be talking about difficulty. I mean, I guess the point is, if you're going to counteract someone's opinion or give your opinion on someone's opinion, you should do it in a way that A, gives reason as to why you disagree, and explain why you disagree, and do it in a respectful manner. And the way it seemed was, I don't know, the way I saw the response was, why are you complaining about the game? The game is good, and that was it. It wasn't, well, I disagree with your points, and here's why. It was just a simple, I disagree with you. And that, to me, I think, people make mistakes, people do stuff like that, and I do it too. I'm not saying I'm the best, I'm just saying the way things I feel would be better handled would be if people, if someone's giving your opinion respectfully disagree, and give why. Giving reasons why is probably one of the most important things. If you just say, I don't like it, you're gonna sound, unintelligent or / just, like you're flaming someone, or just, you sound more... You're also going to convince more people to go on your side of an opinion if you give more thought to it and explain why, and think, why do I think this? Why do I think this? It's not just because I have this opinion. There's always a reason to why you have an opinion. And what's this? The void is growing larger. I mean, you might not know what the reason is, but everyone has a reasoning as to why you come to the conclusion of something. I spend quite a bit of time trying to decide why I think something is the way it is. We have to hurry. Hurry? Why not pause and savor the show? Wait, who is that? And for the first time since the beginning of the game, Count Bleck will reveal himself to us again. It is already far too late to stop Count Bleck. Who is the creepy clown with the cape? Count Bleck. How'd you say that with your mouth open? Bleh, Bleck. The prophecy unfolds smoothly thanks to the Chaos Heart. The light of each world will be snuffed out one by one. I love this song. Why would you want to do something so unspeakable? You question Count Bleck? Yes, I do. This worthless world's destruction matters not. Far better for Count Bleck to wipe it out of existence and let it remain. Explain, Count Bleck. See, I just had a whole rant on it. Did you not listen? That's horrible. Count Bleck scoffs at you. An insignificant pixel lectures Count Bleck on what's right and wrong. This is not up for discussion. You're wrong. No, see, Tippy, you didn't listen either. All living things have a heart. There are prices. You can't just erase them. Well, you can, but of all things, you defend the heart. Nothing could be more worthless. Yeah, that's a somewhat, not really valid opinion, but I think balance, brain and heart should... Anyway, I should stop ranting. This is kind of a touchy moment. Aside from Timpani, no... Wait, Timpani? Timpani? Wait... Huh. If you're... Bulimir? Plot twist? That's interesting. Definitely interesting. Anyway, I guess he was just appearing to mock us. But anyway, so 20 in, and we don't have to fight any more samurai guys, because they're going to go tell their king, and obviously at this point it's just dumb to continue fighting. We've beaten so many, we might as well just get the pure heart, because otherwise the world's gonna die for them. So, though I guess whether or not we get the pure heart, the world will still die, but then the entire world will die if we don't get the pure heart. And yeah, you can talk to these guys and they'll say what you are. They are like Thrashing Prawn. He's also not a reference, but it's not really worth talking to him. Either way though, we gotta hurry. I'll talk to this one just to show off that you can talk to him, but I'm not gonna talk to any more. But yeah, Bulimir. That's. I guess is Bleck Bulimir? I mean, if he's talking about Timpani, that whole side story, I guess that side story has purpose. It's not just to make people feel emotional. So yeah, that's interesting. Very interesting. Intriguing. But yeah, the rest of this chapter 6-1 is just gonna be us riding, riding carry over to the Bleck, which I think is one more gate. Since there was 5 more samurai guys, I think that was the 4th one. That's about all the time I have actually, though, since the chapter's gonna be ending in just a few. And there we go, past that guy. I believe his name is Sunshine Flood, reference to Sumaru Sunshine. Anyway, I'm Make100, and I'm reminding you... Really? That's Bleck's Bullet Mirror?